secrets in confidence. Well, I'm filing that as evidence to stall the burn and calm my nerves. After I've had a few.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showcasing the DCS 1.5 Hawk, which has included the brand new rear seat. Along with this, I am going to be showing approaches to land, VFR, and standard circuits for anyone who has troubles landing. So doing this, we are going to start out with how you approach a runway from outside a control zone, how you join the circuit to the downwind, downwind, base leg and final leg of your flight down to the landing. So first off, you can open up your kneeboard with right shift K and find your runway. This shows your data chart here for a standard circuit, and this Kutaisi right here. So it says we can join for a straight in for 068 if we were to fly along here and right in, or we can approach from the north and join a downwind right onto the right to a final and land. So we are going to be taking 27 today. So I'm just gonna get us set up for our cross-field approach. So we are set up on our cross-field approach. We are going to call up Kutaisi for an inbound.
Infield 1-1 inbound.
Inbound to land. And they reply. At this point you would set your QFE. So at this point you're gonna check, make sure there's no planes coming off here to join the circuit downwind. And doing this, we know that circuit altitude, if we pull up the kneeboard, is 2,000 feet. It says in the circle right there. So we are going to descend to that altitude, crossing the field, and joining base downwind correction. Getting a little slow. Alright, once you cross the field, set your flaps 10, start to lower your speed, and we have a decent approach here, turning onto base. And I'm going to drop the gear, drop the flaps. Got 3 green, turn in for final. Oh, did it for me. So we are now final check, make sure the gear is down, flaps are down. And for the Hawk, I figured out about 130 is a good approach speed. On other jets, about 160 for the Flaming Cliffs and about 150s for the A10. Coming down closer here, gonna start pulling back below our glide slope, applying a little bit of power, make sure we don't descend too far, flare, and touchdown. Now, aerobraking is one way to decelerate your aircraft, which is just keeping a little bit of aft pressure on the stick until the nose comes down itself. Now at this point you can raise your flaps and turn off once possible after braking. But we are going to now display a circuit. So I'm going to go 10 flaps, or takeoff flaps, full power, and at about 100, start to pull back, and it comes right off. About 500 feet, gear and flaps up. Now since our circuit altitude is 2,000 feet, at 1,000 we're going to turn to our crosswind. Then once set, we're going to climb to 2,000 feet and turn in again onto our downwind. Now on the downwind, this would be the time that you make sure everything's set up. I'm not in the front cockpit. You have all your masters on, lights are on, just turn those on. And you're pretty much set up to land. So at about half field, you should be done all these checks, and by the time you cross the end of the field, or the threshold lines, you can start setting flaps to 10 or takeoff position. Just set there, and pull your power back to, most planes it's 200 knots. Okay, and I'm turning. Once the airfield is off your 45, went over your shoulder, you should turn base, which I demonstrated roughly there. Once on base, you should set full flaps and gear. And try to descend to 1,000 feet by the time you turn in again. Now a second landing demonstration. This will be a little more thorough, have more distance. Set your flight path marker on the threshold line and try and keep it there if you're flying a 15 or an A-10. But if you're any other aircraft that doesn't have a heads-up display, try and keep the plane level, look at the end of the runway, and if you notice yourself dropping, apply power. If you notice yourself rising, as you see here, decrease power. But about 130, you should be able to maintain in the Hawk effectively. 130, 140. And coming down here, a little high, going to start to flare, and touchdown. Aero brake a little bit. Be easier on the brakes. And there we go. We are safely on the ground. Set our flaps. I don't think I have a landing light set, unless you would turn that off to taxi. And here's our first safe exit off of the runway.
Airfield 1-1, taxi to parking area.
Alright. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any issues or concerns, please post them in the comments below. I'd be glad to help you out.
Spill all your secrets in confidence. Well, I'm filing that as evidence to stall the burn and calm my nerves.